Now, the conversation between both presidents is the first U.S. President Donald Trump will be having with an African leader. So what impact will this have on U.S.-Nigeria relations? Joining me now on the news at 10 is the former permanent secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Joe Keshi. Thanks so much for joining us on the news at 10.
Good evening.
All right, so the two men have spoken. People didn't really expect it. What do you make of what they had to say to each other?
I think it was a very interesting conversation, and I think it clearly shows that as some of us have speculated in the past, Donald Trump is beginning to settle down. He's beginning to read his briefs, and I think people in the State Department, particularly African Department of the State Department, African Division of the State Department, would have pointed out the fact that he has spoken to Asian leaders, he has spoken to European leaders, he has spoken to Middle East leaders, including Egypt, and the only continent he has not spoken to its leaders is Africa. And I think this was probably one of the reasons why this was scheduled. But on the whole, I think the conversation was very good. The issues that were discussed, very interesting issues. And at the whole front, I think it is also perfect timing, particularly for the regime. I sincerely hope that those who've had doubts about the inability of the president to function or about his health issues can now put the whole thing to rest, that he's hale and hearty and capable of conducting business.
Well, President Trump has been very vocal about his America First policy. He's been saying that, he said that on the campaign. He's still saying that even right now. Well, now we see him pushing for a bill, pushing that bill into the U.S. Congress for Nigeria to be able to buy weapons. This is something that the Obama administration had stopped. So is there a shift in policy now?
No, I'm not sure it was the Obama administration that actually stopped it. There was a law that was passed. I think that laid out condition to which, America will sell arms to some countries. But I think what is happening here is that you know very well that Donald Trump's focus is ensuring that America regains its supremacy in terms of trade globally. And so anything that inhibits America's capacity to trade abroad, he's prepared to remove, any such hindrance along the way. And so this is one of those things I believe that he would do. And it will probably be good for us, one way or the other, if we can buy some of the needed arms from the United States.
All right. Well, looking at one interesting part of the conversation, he was commending the president there on the release of the Chibok girls as well. It's nice to be commended. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely. Again, it goes back to the point I made that for a man who did not focus on Africa, for a man whom some of us know very well that his knowledge of Africa is very limited, it just shows that he's beginning to read his briefs. And if you look at the statement he made on North Korea, Saturday or Sunday, it shows that, yes, he's beginning to actually take his job very seriously. And I think that's a good sign that at the end of the day, the world might be able to persuade Trump to look at issues beyond just American first, in a way that the global order not only can be maintained, but it will be a win-win situation for everybody.
But even before President Trump's rhetoric talking about America first, they've always spoken in terms of their interests coming first. What should we be bringing to the table if we want to bring our own interests, to highlight our own interests? What should our direction be?
You've actually touched a very critical issue. What should we be bringing to the table? And this is where we just have to make a critical decision in this country about what we want to do for ourselves. The overdependence on the rest of the world for one thing or the other is costing us a lot in so many ways. So we have to make a choice. We either become a productive country, in other words, we should be able to produce quite a number of things that we need. I wouldn't like to use the word tragedy, but one of the most unfortunate things in this country today is the inability of the military itself to produce what it needs. And this has been the whole scenario in terms of the military since after the Civil War. Look, every country that has gone to war has emerged from that war militarily stronger, being able to produce its own weapons. and its needs. But the Nigerian army seems consistently dependent on foreign import. And for this, they suffered in places like Sierra Leone, Liberia, and again, they had the same experience with the Boko Haram fight. So I sincerely hope that what they should tell us is that, look, we need to find a way to become a productive country and be able to produce at least well over 50% of our needs, including our military requirements.
If we're not doing that at the moment, it won't be a balanced conversation then, will it?
No,
if we're coming to the table
certainly it will be, because if the rule is removed, America will sell arms to us. We will pay from our meager, foreign reserve, which is not good. But there's quite a number of things we can produce in terms of, what requirements of the military. There are quite a number. Look, you know about AGUA, for example. We've not gained so much from AGUA. In fact, I think that's an understatement. I'm not even sure we've gained at all. We've not been able to, maybe we've gained a little. But AGUA is something we should have used over the years to actually develop a good trading relation with the United States.
In terms of those who are a bit skeptical about it, and especially those who know Trump to be what he is, and say perhaps he was in a good mood, and can we hold him to what he's telling us right now in terms of bilateral trade? It's going to be positive with us and him. No. You don't have to hold him to anything. Trump is interested in trading. He's a businessman. He's interested in pushing American capacity and ability to trade, into the world as much as, as possible. The question is, what can we sell back to the United States beyond oil? Because at the end of the day, this is where the conversation will end. When we begin to buy arms from the United States, when we begin to buy other things from the United States, what do we sell to the United States? And I think that's the question we should be asking ourselves. All right, Ambassador Joe Keshi, former Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks.